Hello everyone. In this video we will discuss about Bessel differential equation and its second solution. In the last lecture we had discussed about the Bessel function of first kind for the corresponding differential equation, that is x square d square y by dx square plus x into dy by dx plus x square minus n square into y equals to 0. And we had also discussed about the condition on n, that n can be either integer or it can be half integer. So solution for this particular differential equation corresponding to the first root of the initial equation will be jnx, and the form for jnx is summation over k going from 0 to infinity minus 1 raised to power k factorial gamma of n plus k plus 1 into x by 2 raised to power n plus 2k. So that's the Bessel function of first kind of order n, and this is one of the first linear independent solution for the Bessel differential equation. Clear? So today we will discuss about how we can obtain the second linear independent solution of the Bessel differential equation from our earlier known solution, that is jnx. Clear? So to get the second solution we will proceed like this. So we'll start with the Bessel functions of the second kind of order n. So for this we have our Bessel differential equation, which is of this form: x square into d square y by dx square plus x into dy by dx plus x square minus n square into y equals to 0. So already we had obtained about what is the solution or what is the form for the jnx. Now we would like to find what will be the expression for the second linear independent solution for this differential equation. So obviously we are going to use the earlier known solution, that is jnx, and so that we had used the relation y is equal to ux into jnx. That will be considered as the second solution of Bessel differential equation corresponding to the case when n is integer. As we had already discussed about the case when n is half integer, in that case jnx and j minus nx will be the complete solution. Let me show you. This is the case. This is the case when n is not equal to integer or n is having half integers value. Then the complete solution of the Bessel differential equation is actually given or represented as c1 times jnx plus c2 times j minus nx, so that these jnx and j minus nx are actually linearly independent. So now we are going to find the second Li solution corresponding to the case when n is integer. So we had assumed that the solution is of this form: y is equal to ux into jnx. So we have y, so we can easily find y prime, that is dy by dx, and dy by dx will be, so there are two functions u into v, both are functions of x. So first function as it is, differentiation of second, that is jn prime x, plus differentiation of first and second as it is, so it will be u prime x into jnx. Clear? So this will be the expression for y prime, and now we can find y double prime, that is d square y by dx square. So there are again two functions. So first function as it is, so ux as it is, derivative of second, that is jn double prime x, plus first function as it is, derivative of second function, so that will be u prime. So here it will be u prime x and jn prime x. Clear? And from this second term, when you will consider this as first function, so first function as it is and derivative of second, so it will also give you u prime x and j prime x. So both these terms are actually written as twice of u prime x into j prime x. Clear? So in order to find y double prime, we have to use the value of y prime, and the first term is ux into jn double prime x, and one term from this first expression of first term and the one term from this can be combined to write twice of u prime x into jn prime x, plus now derivative of first term and second as it is, so it will be u double prime x into jnx. Clear? So that will be the expression for y double prime. So now we have the value of y, y prime and y double prime. So in next step we can use these values in our equation first, that is the well-known Bessel differential equations. So just put the value of y prime and y double prime in this equation first. So it will be x square times u double prime x into jnx plus twice of u prime x into j prime x plus ux j double prime x, so that this entire term or expression is the value of y double prime plus x into dy by dx. So plus x into value of dy by dx is ux into j prime x plus u prime x into jnx plus next term is x square minus n square into y equals to 0. So plus of x square minus n square into y, and y is nothing but it is ux into jnx equals to 0. So that will be the equation after putting the value of y prime and y double prime in the Bessel differential equation. So in next step we will just simplify this a bit more. So consider this term x square into ux into jn prime x. So I am considering this term and I am taking ux common. So after taking ux common, the remaining term will be x square into jn double prime x, clear, plus the next term I am considering is this one, x into ux into jn dash x. So after taking ux common, the remaining term will be x into jn prime x. So that's what it is written, plus x time jn prime x plus, and the next term is this one, x square minus n square into ux into jnx. So after taking ux common, as we had already taken ux common, so the remaining term will be only x square minus n square into jnx, clear. So these are three terms from which ux is taken common, bracket close, plus now just write the remaining terms. So remaining terms are this first term, this one, the second term, and this term, clear. So all the remaining terms had already been considered in our first expression or in the term that is inside the bracket. So the remaining terms are this one, x square into u double prime x into jnx, that is written as like this, and the next term is twice of, so after multiplying with x square it will be x square u prime j prime x plus the next remaining term is this one, so it is multiplied with x, so it is x into u prime x into jnx equals to 0. So we had just named this as equation second, clear. So that simplification is just carried out as we have already our solution jnx. Jnx is the solution of the Bessel differential equation, so that's why it will definitely satisfy the given differential equation or our Bessel differential equation. So as jnx is the solution of this differential equation, so this differential equation is becomes like this, x square as y equal to jnx is the solution. So where it is d square y by dx square, in that place it will be jn double prime x plus x is time dy by dx, so dy by dx will be jn prime x because jnx is the solution, plus x square minus n square into y, so y is jnx, clear. So as jnx is solution, so this will definitely satisfy this differential equation. So you can use the value of this term inside the bracket as, because it is equal to 0 and y equal to jnx is solution, so this entire term will be equal to 0. So that's why we had simplified this equation in this form, or we had carried out such simplification so that we can use this equality, that is x square jn double prime x plus x into jn prime x plus x square minus n square jnx equals to 0, because jnx is already a solution of the Bessel differential equation. So after putting this value, this entire term becomes 0, so this entire term vanishes and the remaining terms are these three terms, which are x square into u double prime x jnx plus 2x square u prime x jn prime x plus x into u prime x jnx equals to 0, clear. In the next step we will divide this equation throughout by the term x square into u prime x into jnx. So we are dividing the above equation throughout by this term. So look at the first term, after dividing by x square into u prime x into jnx, this will be x square makes x square cancelled, so it will be u double prime x divided by u prime x because jnx is also cancelled, plus from the second term x square is cancelled, u prime is cancelled, so the remaining term will be twice of jn prime x divided by jnx, plus from the third term as u prime x is cancelled, jnx is cancelled, and 1x is also cancelled, so the remaining term will be 1 by x equals to 0. So let me repeat what is left: u double prime x over u prime x plus 2 jn prime x over jnx plus 1 by x equals to 0, and we had just named this as equation third. Clear? So in next step, the equation third is of this form. So we would like to represent this equation in this form, that is the first term u double prime x over u prime x can be written as d by dx of logarithm of u prime x, log of u dash x. So just solve this derivative of log of function, so it will be 1 by u prime x and then the derivative of the argument, and it will be u double prime x. Clear? So in this way this first term can be represented or can be replaced by this term, that is d by dx of log of u prime x, plus similarly the second term is also like jn x over this jn x over jn prime x, so it can be written as twice of d by dx of log of jn x, and the last term, that is plus 1 by x, it can be written as d by dx of log of x, because when we will differentiate logarithm of x we will have 1 over x. Clear? In the next step we can take this differential operator common throughout from all the terms, so it will be d by dx of log of u prime x plus twice of log of jnx plus log of x equals to 0. So using the property of log of m plus n as log of m into n, we can replace or represent this entire term by a single term, that is d by dx. Inside the bracket it is logarithm of u prime x, and this 2 can be adjusted in the power of this jnx, so it will be jn square x into x bracket close equals to 0. This is our equation fourth. Clear? So the equation third is actually represented in the form of a differential equation, or in the form of an equation which contains the differential operator as like this. In next step we can differentiate, or we can so after getting this equation, now we can integrate this equation with respect to x, so that this differential operator is eliminated from here or removed from here. So integrating with respect to x, we will have this operator is also contain derivative with respect to x, and we are also integrating with respect to x, so both operations will be cancelled, and the remaining term will be log of u prime x jn square x into x equals to some constant of integration, and I had used that constant in terms of logarithm also, so log of c1 some constant of integration. So from here you can take the anti-logarithm on both sides, so that this logarithm function is cancelled from here, and we can find the value, or we can determine the value of u prime x as c1 divided by jn square x into x. So that is the value of u prime x, and we had named this as equation fifth because we are likely to find the second solution of Bessel differential equation, and the solution assumed is of this form, that is y equals to ux into jnx. So jnx is already known to us, and we have to find, the main task is we have to find the form of ux. So this entire simplification is actually going in this way, so that we can find the expression for the ux. Now we have the value of u prime x, that is c1 over jn square x into x. So again, if we integrate this equation with respect to x, we can have the value of ux. So this is the next step. We have to integrate this equation with respect to x, so that we can have ux from u prime x. So on left hand side it will be u prime x equals to, and on right hand side this entire term is actually in function of x, and this is a constant, so this can be taken outside the integration or inside the integration, it doesn't matter. So this integration with respect to x, it is c1 over x into jn square x plus some other constant of integration, because now you are performing integration second time, so there will be one more coefficient, one more constant of integration, and I had marked this as C2. Clear? So that is the required expression for the ux, and which is in terms of integration of c1 over x into jn square x dx plus c2. Clear? So we can use the value of ux to get our second solution for the Bessel differential equation, and y is equal to ux into jnx is the assumed form. So just use the value of ux, and ux is this c1 over x into jn square x dx plus c2 into jnx. After simplifying this bracket, it will be, when it is multiplied with this c2, so this can be written as c2 times jnx, and when this is multiplied with this first term, so it can be written as, this c1 can be taken outside this integration sign, so it will be c1 jnx integration dx over x into jn square x. Clear? So now I had just replaced this term, that is jnx into integration of 1 over x into jn square x with respect to x, so that's why it is dx. This entire term is replaced by a single function that is denoted by capital Y and x. Clear? So after this substitution, this complete solution y, or the second solution for the Bessel differential equation, becomes like c2 times jnx plus c1 times y and x, as this entire term is nothing but y and x, and this y and x is actually nothing but, it is known as Bessel functions of second kind of order n. Clear? So this is our second linear independent solution for the Bessel differential equation corresponding to the case when n is having integers value. Clear? And the other name for y and x is Newman function or Weber function. So look at this, the second solution. It actually contains the linear combinations of two solutions. We already know that Jnx is a linear independent solution for Bessel differential equation, and then second solution comes in this form, indicates that there are two Li solutions. One is Jnx and the second is Ynx, that is Newman function or Weber functions, and this Newman functions can be easily determined with the help of Jnx, because we know that Jnx is nothing but, it is summation over k going from 0 to infinity minus 1 raised to the power k over k factorial and gamma of n plus k plus 1 into x by 2 raised to the power n plus 2k. So using the value of Jnx, we can easily determine the value of Newman function of the order n. Clear? So that is our second solution for Bessel differential equation. So now we have two solutions, one is Jnx and other is Ynx. So these are two Li solutions. So this can be combined to write as, like this. So this is the summary of the solutions for Bessel differential equations. So look at the first case. It is nothing but solution of Bessel differential equation of order n. So the first case corresponds to the first value or first case when n is not integer. It means when n is having half integers value, then complete solution can be written as c1 times jnx plus c2 times j minus nx, because we already knew that for this case both jnx and j minus nx are actually linearly independent solutions, so we can write the complete solution in terms of them. And as we had obtained the Newman function, so we can write for the third case, that is when n is having integers value. So the complete solution for Bessel differential equation can be written in terms of Bessel functions and Newman function as c1 times jnx plus c2 times ynx. Clear? Because we know that for n equals to integer, j minus nx will be linearly dependent to jnx. So we cannot write the solution in terms of jnx and j minus nx. We have to get the second Li solution, and which is nothing but our Newman functions. So that's why the complete solution is like this. And similarly we can write for n equals to 0 the special case, and for n equals to 0 the complete solution will be c1 times j naught x plus c2 times y naught x, where j naught x is nothing but Bessel function of first kind of order 0, and similarly y naught is nothing but, it is Newman function of first kind of order 0. So in this way we can conclude that Bessel differential equation has at most two Li solutions, corresponding to the case when n is having integers value or n is having half integers value. For half integer value, jnx and j minus nx will comprise the complete solution for Bessel differential equation, and when n is having integer value, Bessel function and Neumann function will make the complete solution of the Bessel differential equation. So that's all for today. Thank you.